Alrighty. So this ought to do it. I just want to. Are they letting us know if we're sharing this live net yet? Just going to double check. Yep, we are live, Ryan. All right. So we're going to do play. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Green Dragons Gaming. As Ryan and I have already been talking to one another, and I really should add Ryan's name on here. This is going to be a Dragon's Den 3. Now that the pandemic is becoming an endemic, or whatever they want to start calling it now. And I misspelled Palladium. Oh well, crap happens.
Oh gosh, get it together.
I know, seriously. It's not like I have life or anything. And I'm really happy to be hosting a tournament where it's actually going to be in a game store or at a local game store up in Phoenixville, Pennsylvania. It's a different one from where we held Masters. Lots of different reasons why, which I'm not going to go into, but let's just say that this is an awesome store. It's not as large of a venue, so we had to cap it at 26 players. We did have a full boat. We're now down to 24. And that's it. This event is going to be going on next Saturday, being the 12th and the 13th, over at Palladium Games. And I hope to be able to have coverage of the games either on YouTube, Twitch, or something like that. More to come as I learn more about how to use the technology that I own. So, with that said, let's start with the list review. So this is not in any particular order. Basically, the order is as it was emailed to me. And after we're done doing all the list reviews, I do have pairings up. For those of you who are looking on Tourney Keeper, it may look different than what's on Tourney Keeper. So I wouldn't go on just yet, Mr. Schmidt or Bergie or Mr. Mintz. You never know who you might be playing.
This is going to be fun. This is like, it's only, like you said, 24 to 26 people, but very competitive field.
Yep, absolutely. This is actually a highly competitive field, and I'm really looking forward to this. And I'm hoping to run another event in May, like another pandemic picnic type of deal. But we'll get to that at the end. Let's do our list review. So first one.
Glad we're starting with Ivo.
Oh, by the way, all this artwork that you're going to see throughout this entire video, that is actually on the public forum for the Ninth Age. So all this is public art to be utilized by us, the players and the fans. There's a lot to the wiki and things like that. So hopefully those who are like, well, we're all kind of nerds here, but those who are like more in it for like stories and stuff like that, I would definitely start looking there for some stuff. All right, Exalted Harold. Huge brick, great weapons. Now, the only thing am I missing it? They're not, and I just I pasted, and then I checked stuff. I don't see Wrath.
No, those are just typical warriors with great weapons. You can't take a mark over 20.
Good point.
So, yeah, 2 Exalted Heralds. I hate this list already.
Oh, those things like tear me up. Maddox was running that for a while, Mike Maddox, and I had to really learn how to play against it. He's got 1 brick of chaff being the Warhounds. An Elder with a great weapon. What else can the Elder come with?
Paired weapons.
Paired weapons or a halberd or something like that?
I don't typically see it with a halberd, but it might be able to come with it.
Right. Yeah, usually I see the paired weapons because it's +1 offensive skill. You're striking at agility at least.
I've seen Alex run 1 of each, where he'll run 1 with great weapon, 1 with paired weapons. But there's definitely a trend here in Ivo's list for sure.
Yes, he may actually have the least amount of models.
That's every list Ivo runs. That he is always like the Arby's like award winner for list building.
Didn't know that was actually a thing, but I won't lie to you. Those 2 bricks of Chosen Knights, So the one's got the +1 resilience, so they're res 5, and the other one can flee, but they also have Strider.
Yeah. The Strider matters because it's such a big footprint.
Yeah, and these are some beefy units. You're going to actually not going to be able to pick nickel and dime them.
No.
I see. I'll be honest. I see the limit of units, like even maybe a chariot or the war platform that casts spells might have been a good addition. I just think that he needed one. He needs one more thing to this list, and it to me would then sing.
Yeah, he definitely has. I mean, it's an Ivo list, so he has very few units, so he's going to get enveloped by people for sure. Like he needs to play those heralds at maximum capacity to protect himself.
I have to agree there. It's but no, it's I still say that this is you're either going to be able to deal with this or it's going to steamroll you. Literally just run you over.
He's going to have a fun time. It's going to
Always does.
Yeah.
All right, let's do the next one. Mr. Mcdonald. Oh, I spelled his name later on. Oops. Oh well. I'm sorry, Chris. Don't yell at me.
Do you even know Chris?
Yeah, it's not like I've known him now for holy shit. 16 I've known Chris now 16 years.
Oh my goodness.
I know, and unfortunately I work with a woman named Mcdonald that says it has an MAC. So I did the what we see here did all this pre-work previously, and then I just did the pairings this evening. All right, so I like this list. Let me start here. I like this list. I like he's got the shamanism, the warlord, paired weapons, mithril 2, so 2 up. Touch of greatness is always good.
Chris, what happened to the Omen of the Apocalypse on the warlord?
Yeah, I don't think it needs it.
I don't know. I feel like that's more of a deterrent, but okay. He made a judgment call. I do like his character build for the common orc chief on a boar chariot. That guy's pretty interesting. He's cheap.
Yeah, he's got. I mean, one of them's his BSB, so the other one is just have at it.
Yeah, the guy in the chariot is resilience 6, and he's immune to lethal strike, and he also has the dragon staff, so he could like run him into an infantry unit, and he actually has the chance to probably win 2 rounds of combat and kind of grind it out a little bit.
Yeah. Or doing possibly even enough wounds just to break a unit at 15 on the charge.
Yeah, that's true. If it's like a little MSU unit. Yeah.
Yeah. I like the magic with the witch doctor. It is only Apprentice of Pyro, but I really think that's kind of all you need. And that's another chariot guy. So he's going absolutely with the chariots there. And then he's got, let's see, 30 feral Ed Bashers.
Oh yeah. I love it, Chris. I mean, they're so expensive, but I love the giant blocks of feral orc Ed Bashers. That's great.
Yeah. Absolutely. That is great. Could you do me a favor? I can't, because I'm airing this, I can't keep an eye on the stream. If you can keep an eye on the stream, if anyone's posting comments that we need to reply to.
So would you like to give you an update? I'll give you an update. So
yeah.
So there's about 13 messages from Ryan Capps trying to overcompensate for how he's a second-rate Ryan. Kind of bad enough me in the chat. So it's fine. We can address that later.
Well, you know what? He did decide to bring ogres, and we all told him not to. But there's also no saying that he's playing you right now, because like I said at the beginning of this broadcast, it's whatever I put, not so much what's on the 20 keeper right now. So is what it is.
Guys, Mark doesn't even know what the pairings are going to be.
Oh, I don't remember. They're later on. I like how he's. Let's get back to the list. I like how he's got enough chaff. I love the splatterers and
Yep.
the gargantuan. This is Chris. This is a solid ass list.
I like it, Chris. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with you, Mark. Like the Pyro Wizard on Chariot. I ran a couple of those for a while. They're awesome for their points. He's got the other Chariot guy. He's got 3 beefy blocks.
Mm-hmm.
Catapults are great. Although they're not 100. Oh, he had the Orc Overseer. Okay. Probably don't need the Orc Overseers, but that's fine.
Well, here's the thing, though: is they become large at that point, right? Or are they large just because they're catapults?
The Orc Overseers make them large.
So now he can send them right behind his lines and not care and see everything.
Yeah, it's good against like elves and infantry and stuff like that. But against most matchups, you don't need it too much. But that's okay. I agree. I like this list. Chris, you're gonna have
Kudos. All right, let's go to the next one. Mr. Stottle, I'll let you describe your own list here.
oh, this is utter garbage. We can just go on to the next one.
All right. No, so let's see. First off, I think a Master Warlock Outcast is phenomenal. I mean, granted, everything costs 1 more to cast, but you have the +1 evens out, and then I think it's just really, really good. It's because it's a total of a difference of 3 to stop it. Great weapon, blessed inscriptions. Not always thrilled with that, but Dread Prince has what, 5 attacks?
Yeah, and if you roll ones to hit against him, he gets extra attacks at the same agility step.
Yeah, that's pretty solid. Why do you go with the Slixian Officer as the BSB versus like the Exarcher or something?
Mainly the officer's cheaper, and the officer's discipline 10.
Yeah.
Nice. And it's a nice little synergy piece because it extends the academy training range from 8 inches to 12 inches. So it's not as good of a fighter as like the Exarch is, but it's cheaper and it adds a little more synergy for when he's like sitting in the spears.
Okay, fair enough. Let's see. Of course, there's the spears with all the other good crap. That's the one that gives him swift stride and +1 movement if you have a wound caused.
Yep.
Shadow Riders. I'm just saying always the auxiliaries followed by the spears with probably where are they? Yep, there's your Obsidian Guard. So let's see here. The Acolytes with the champ is awesome. That they really took that unit from just being like a annoying chaff or flanking unit to actually making it into a combat unit. I like that.
Yeah, they're pretty underrated, I would say.
The Gorgons are to quote a certain person who we both know, they are the most broken thing in the T9A, which I disagree with, but I'm just quoting him. His initials are CM, and it was not previous. I love the Dread Knights. Why 6?
That way they could say take a charge from like a greater demon, challenge them out, and then they'll be steadfast.
That's a good answer.
Like a scourge or something like that.
Yeah. I like the Obsidian Guard, the Harpies, the Black Cloaks, and that Silent Assassin. I mean, let's get back to that assassin. It's multi-wounds too, even with its throwing weapons.
Yeah, and for his price, he usually gets his points back.
Yeah. It's like the Doomblade guy. You never want to touch the assassin. All right. So, anything else about your list that I really didn't mention?
No, I think we can ignore this one.
No, I mean, I like how you can turn around and flank. You can chaff. No one really wants to go deal with those Gorgons because they have unstable to begin with. I love the output of the Knights, and everyone loves to hate the Obsidian Guard.
Yeah, I know. It's a shame I can't take like 90 anymore.
Correct. All right, Mr. Hully is. I don't know what models he's going to be using because I'm so used to him and his hobbits.
Yeah,
So,
I know.
and I know he's got the Sylvan Elves. I mean, they're beautiful because he let Gottschalk, I think, borrow them the last, what was it? Again, Chris Mcdonald and I misspell his name later on. I'm really ticked at myself right now. I feel like ending this transmission and fixing that before I move on.
Chris just texted me. He's really upset about it.
I would believe it. He has every right to be, and I'm beating myself up over it. Getting back to the list though, I love the thicket. Shepherd going in, of course, the beast. That thing's going to be stubborn all day. He's got a stubborn tree father. How do you feel about his magic?
He's got 3 adepts, which is interesting. You're seeing more of that now, especially since they've kind of nerfed the masters a little bit.
Mhm.
I don't think it's bad. I'm curious though, like his rationale behind it. Like he's kind of like just taking a little bit of everything. So I don't think it's bad, but I'm not really sure what his plan is exactly.
Well, so when I look at this magic at first, I'm like, I'm not thrilled with it. But the more I think about it, I'm like, well, he's channeling 3 off the bat.
Sure.
Then the divination absolutely helps with his big brick of dryads or the tree father or the thickets because, and especially with the rangers as well. Like there's just stars align.
Yeah, you could put on a shooting too.
And scrying because if he goes up against some of those shooting lists, having scrying I think is a big thing. Um, the Heath Riders, are those the light troops or the ones with the lances?
Uh, I'm not sure. Heath Riders, I think the Heath Hunters are the more aggressive.
Okay,
I
so
think
these are the guys with the bows then.
yeah, those are the guys with the bows. Yeah, I like that he took Sylvan Archers in core too.
Yep, I agree. But getting back to is like so the shamanism, especially with the thicket beast and literally everything in either +1 resilience, which is absolutely an issue uh, for elves,
Oh, they're not
or
Mark. Sorry to interrupt.
what was that?
I said the Heath Riders are not light troops. Those are the scoring kind, apparently.
Oh, thank you, whoever said that. All right, so the Heath Riders are the one with lances. They actually hit harder than what you would expect. Give them a little bit of zoning, and let's see. Going back, I mean, yeah, and then again, if you need the druidism, if you need the div, I like that. It's that little bit of everything. The blade dancers are a pain in the rear, and again, he's got druidism to bring them back, throw them in a forest, or stubborn. He's got his chaff.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how it's going to do, but I definitely see this. I like the magic combination with it, with everything else involved. It's not your traditional Sylvan Elf list.
Yes, Brian's definitely thinking out of the box here. I do wish he had a little more shooting though. He's just got the 20 archers, it looks like, basically, and then the entwining or the strangling roots, whatever it's called, from the one tree father. But
Yeah, but I think he just wants to get in your face and beat you.
yeah, that's true.
Like I mean, he's got 2 stubborn units, and not many people want to go into that unit of Rangers,
Yep.
which I'm assuming is going to be where his prince goes too.
Yep. He's got a Sylvan Elf push list. And it's not just a Phil Carl tree list. So creativity points for you, Brian.
Yep, absolutely. I know. I want to see how this does. All right. A rash. I think he is the only highborn elf player. So he's coming out with the dragon. Is it a young dragon or just a dragon? It's on the griffin. So the griffin on it with the Nova flare.
Oh, and he's got the sliver guy. Ooh,
Yep.
extra cheese. Okay. All right.
And
All
then
right.
he's got the just a normal standard bearer, not the Conrad Tower.
He has the Master Kenrig Tower on his High Prince guy.
Yeah.
So That's his magic. He's just running the.
That's what I was double checking here.
Yeah, it's just the Kenrig Tower guy, the High Prince guy. So he gets what, like 5 spells? That guy. He gets
It's pretty in Magic, and I've been finding like the number 1 spells are actually all pretty good, all useful.
Oh, Mark, there's a special request coming in from a second-rate Ryan. He asked if you can move the StreamYard notification so it's not covering the lists.
No, I'm trying to do that. All right.
Oh, that should do it.
Sorry, I tried. I'm special. My mother said so.
And he's still taking Seaguard. He's not hampered by the points increase. He's sticking with them.
I'm fine with that. I mean, they're so versatile.
Yeah, they're still just as good. They're just more expensive.
Yeah.
More appropriately costed, one might say.
All right. And you got the Lion Guard. Decent. That's what I expect. I feel like he used to have 2 Phoenixes in his old list. 2 Frost Phoenixes last time I played him.
He just has the 1 now. Yeah. Well, that list probably went up like 200 points or something.
And I hate to say it. I'm sorry, Arash, but rightfully so. All right. Let's do the next one. Brett Robb.
Stick with ogres. I love it.
Well, he's been on a Warriors kick too, so I was happy to see he's bringing out his fatties.
Yep.
Let's see. Lots of giants. He's got the Yetis for chaff, and that is a lot of bruisers.
Yeah, the man is a fan of bruisers, and I would agree with Brett. I prefer bruisers over tribesmen, but he's willing to go pretty far over core. Get all those bruisers in.
He's not a fan of bruisers. I mean, that how much over? It's what 900 points for core for bruisers or for ogre cons?
No, it's the usual 1125.
It's 1125.
Yeah.
Still, that's 1387.
Right.
Yeah. It's got a small little break shooting with the mercs. Skull of Quinnet. Is that the one?
They cause fear and they're immune to terror.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's got 3 scoring, but he's got lots. You're going to have to go through a lot of crap to get to anything important.
Yeah, he's got a good amount of chaff. I like the 3 slave giants with great weapons. That's pretty awesome. I do think, though, his scoring it's a little shaky only because it's only 3 units and the 1 unit is pretty small. But and it's a small list. Like it's very compact, obviously. I mean, he's basically.
But he doesn't win the prize. That still currently is going to
Ivo.
Ivo.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, fair enough. Protect that one.
I think the last time I talked to Brett, he's bringing this for fun, and it looks like a fun list. It really, really does. So I wish him the best.
Absolutely.
All right. Keith, freaking dirty rat bastard.
I think he's the only one too, right? He's the only rat player.
He is. I should ban him. He's the only one bringing the vermin.
So Doomblade guy. Yep. And he's a blood for Legate too. That's pretty nice.
Yeah. Well, that's what you're going to see because that's the Res 4 guy.
Yep. No, it makes sense.
Yeah, you have to in order to run the Doomblade thing. What I like about the Doomblade is it's now only AP 3. It's no longer. It's still Strength 10, but it's now only AP 3. So you have a chance to live.
Oh, I didn't realize they changed that.
Yeah,
it's so weird coming from the KOE player.
I don't know what you're talking about. I would never think of such a thing. God help my armor. And I've played. He's got 3 Doomsparks that just shoot, and shoot everything else around it. I mean, it's just a lot of bodies.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I haven't had too much experience with the new Vermin book. Like, probably all my games against Vermin Swarm are basically against Keith. And
Yep.
I think we're actually planning to play this week. I think tomorrow night, hopefully, but I haven't played since like the most recent point changes. So
Well, I played them up at Hogsfest. That little thing, you may have heard of it, Hogsfest. And with my ogres, and that was a tough game. It was a really good game. That was a tough game. And I've played them online, and I've been playing. Chris Hines is so Steven and AZ is back going to the Vermin as well, and he's been having some success with them.
gotcha.
So, I mean, I know he's used the drills before and stuff like that, and for me, the book just has so much in there. It's really tough to say what works, what doesn't work, and play around with it. The brutes, that's the upgraded brutes, I believe, the Murillo brutes,
Yep, they're the shooting ones.
and they have a standard with an eagle standard.
Yep.
Oh crud! I'm not playing him. He's got the three swarms, which so basically he really wants his witchcraft because he's got witchcraft in there twice and thom.
Yeah, I mean, those are two of, if you know Keith, those are like his two favorite lores, is witchcraft and thaumaturgy.
Yeah, I hate thom.
The Duskblade assassins are really good for their money every time.
They usually, again, just like a Dreadolf player once just told me, is they usually always get their points back.
Yeah, yeah, and they have throwing weapons as well, and they do multi-wounds with their throwing weapons, and
Are they divine?
no, I don't think so. And it's one of those things where, like, if Keith is in sort of a shaky combat with one of his bricks,
Mm-hmm.
he can just pop all three of the assassins to turn that combat in that brick. He doesn't even have to go after characters for them. It just might be to win combat.
And they benefit off of each other. They gain attacks, I think, off of each other.
Yeah, yeah, they do.
Yeah,
they do.
And those standards, those Eagle standards, are just brutal, just absolutely brutal. I do have a in my ringer list, just so everyone knows, I do have the Banner of the Aura Flame. At least I'd have to double check. It's not, you won't see it in the here, but I'll post it on Discord for those who will be attending. So this way you're not like, oh, you're taking a special. I'm like, no, it's been there.
Oh, hold on, Mark. Apparently the assassins are divine.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, no, you were right. You were right. So,
and I lied. I do not have that that one banner in my list. I lied. All right. All right. Yeah. That's just brutal. They're just brutal. All right. Next. All right. I don't know when Phil got a KOE army, but he has a KOE army. He did not ask me for models.
You want to run through this one real quick?
All right. So he's got the Hippo. The nice thing about the Hippo is it's minimized in close combat. And this is sainted, so it's +1. It's offensive, defensive 7, +1 to hit. Not lightning reflexes, just +1 to hit. I think what I find interesting is he's running Ghostly Guard with Divine Judgment. I understand why, due to points. And it gets you from a 3-up to a 2-up, or to a 1-up, I should say. But he's running Divine Judgment. Now, Divine Judgment is if it successfully does a charge. This does not work. Well, it's on a Hippo, so it's by itself. If it's successfully charged, it is a permanent to the end of the combat, so it can go multiple turns until the combat is over. It's +2 strength, +2 AP. And then you get the devastating charge of +2 strength, +2 AP. So on the charge, this model has 5 attacks, basically hitting on 2s, wounding on 2s at strength 8, AP 5.
Seems good.
He's got. Oh, I'm sorry. He's got 7 attacks on the charge. If he charges your front, if he charges the flank because he has honor, then he doesn't gain the 2 additional attacks. And if he's also charging your front, he also has +2 advance. So he's a showstopper. The issue is if he goes into something, kills it flat out, and then gets countercharged, it's kind of like old Hippo Duke. He'll have issues that way. He's got the tabard, but you break from combat, you can get run over. Doesn't help you.
Hear that, everybody? Just countercharge him. He'll be fine.
Yeah, flank him.
Just flank him.
Flank him. That's what we were always told. Flank him. He's got his general's the master, and this I also thought interesting because it's only discipline 7.
Roll.
Yeah.
Phil, what are you doing?
Running a master div, and with magical heirloom, talisman of the void. So right there is 5 spells, and then he's got the damsel apprentice, which I didn't understand because this is only healing waters. It doesn't get you to summer growth.
I guess he just really wants healing waters. Or maybe he's going to take the hereditary on her. I don't know.
Yeah, magical heirlooms on the other one.
Oh, no, right. Yeah, you're right. So, yeah, he just really wants healing waters.
Yeah, I probably would have dropped magical heirloom and the talisman just to make her, because that's 100 points, 95 points, make that damsel an apprentice, save 5 points right there.
Tisk, tisk, Phil. I do like the Master in Divination, though.
Nope, I was running that for a while. I went back to Master of Druidism, but that's another issue. The Master Div with this army, especially with the 2 units of Knights of the Quest, that can be really brutal. The other thing to keep an eye out is Know Thy Enemy. So basically, he can do the Know Thy Enemy. So now his Knights of the Quest are offensive, defensive 7. As well as scrying. So if you're offensive defense like ogres, you're up a creek without a paddle with that magic combination.
Sorry, Brett.
Yep. He's light on chaff.
Oh, he's got Robin Hood, the folk hero.
Right? Yeah. He gave him the bow with 3 shots. It's the BSB.
That's cool. And he gave him the crown of the Wizard King to extend his master's range even more. That's fun. I like
that. Fair point. All
right.
Again, though, I'm looking at that. I know. Oh well.
He's got almost 90 archers in core. I feel like I'm just personally offended by that. I feel like he did that just to counter Dread Elves.
Well, that's because you're going to play him game 1. You know that. And no, we're seeing that a lot with KOE. The issue is it's all strength 3 EP zeros. So unless you're an elf, you don't care.
I care.
Don't be an elf. Bring orcs.
That was my fault, obviously.
Yes, it was. You should have known better. Let's see. The Order Sergeants. So the thing I really like about the 2 damsels is he's going to start the game with 3 Orison tokens, and he can do that from the Sainted and the 2 damsels and the Order Sergeants with the Light Lance, and they have hatred on the first round of combat.
Yep. I mean, they're basically there for the prayer, the blessing.
Yeah, at that size. And the Warden of the Hooded Man is, again, ogres are going to have a bad day. He's multi-wound 2 against large and gigantic.
Oh, that's cool.
Strength 7 with 4 attacks.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's a nice piece. That's a great
single
model. But let's not skip the Knights of the Quest here.
Hold on. I'm not done with that. The Fey Knight now has a breath weapon of strength 4 AP 0.
Wow. Yeah, that is nice. But let's go back to how 9 Knights of the Quest are only 565 points. How does that happen?
Because he only has a champion musician. He doesn't have the banneret. He doesn't have a magic banner. They're AP1, AP2 first round of combat. They're AP1. They've got a huge ass.
I don't know. 18 Knights of the Quest seem pretty awesome. I'll give Phil credit on that one. That's definitely where to spend your special points on. They are phenomenal. Phenomenal.
Yeah, I would probably expect that for 9 of them to probably go up to closer to 600 next update. But that would be my guess and my choice, and I play them. All right, I think we've covered everything there. Oh, everyone watching this, don't forget the entire army has a 6-up Aegis. With the exception of the Fey Knight, has a 5-up Aegis, and yes, you can use Orisons on the Fey Knight. All right. Travis. Mr. Wayworth. He's got the Courtesan as an apprentice. Harbinger. It's a lot of apprentices.
Mm-hmm.
With an adept on a pale horse.
Yeah, he's been running this list for a little while now, and it's good. It's definitely a very different build. There's kind of a lot of sneakiness to this list, which I like. I like Travis's Courtesan build. The Brimstone secretions are especially a punch in the mouth for me.
Yeah, that's what strength res 6.
No, Brimstone secretions means that divine attacks lose it against.
Oh. Got it.
But the Iron Husk gives him res 6.
And a 5-up armor.
Right, yeah, the chitinous scales give him 5-up armor. So he's very resistant to like the typical lures that would hurt him.
Mm-hmm.
And then for anybody that has sort of like, I don't know, less inscriptions or whatever, doesn't do much against him. So no, I like that build. And then the Burning Wheel guys are movement 10, flying. Now they can only move 10, but they have Vanguard, and then they still have that charge range of 10.
Burning Wheels.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're talking about the characters.
Yep.
Okay. It's got the Blazing Glory Titan Slayer with centipede legs. I still like the Titan Slayer.
Yeah.
I remember pricing that originally with Shannon Powell. And it's like, this will kill my one monster. We have to make it 400 points. I'm like, all right, Shannon. Sirens. Yeah, no, it's as you said, it's a good solid list. What I like best about this list is it participates in every phase. It's got some shooting, it's got magic, and definitely has close combat.
Yeah. And the best unit in this list, just for everybody that might play Travis, is the 6 Veil Serpent unit. That's the one you got to watch out for.
That's the sneaky.
That one is, I think, the one that does the most work for him. So that's what you got to be aware of.
Well, I'm glad to see that he's not just doing like the double. What are they?
I don't know. What are they?
The Greater Demons, double Greater Demons.
Yeah, no, this is definitely out of the box thinking.
Yeah,
for sure. I like it.
All right, let's look at the next one. There is your next KOE player.
Right.
So again, another Divine Judgment, Ghostly Guard, Dragonfire Gem, Lucky Charm. This one's a Paladin. So yeah, this is going to give someone a bad day. So strength 8 on the charge at AP 5, Divine. And +1 Aegis versus magic, which is usually how you kill them. But if you're going up against a cannon or something like that, doesn't help you that much. So far, we haven't seen any cannons or catapults. No, Chris had catapults. And
All right, guys, there's a second way to kill the Equitane Lord on Hippogriff. You either flank it or you got to cannonball it.
I want you to know, mine died last night to combat. or was it last night I played Ben?
I'm just breaking your balls.
No, I played Ben. Now, granted, it took a steam tank to the rear and a unit in front and about 2 to 3 rounds of combat.
I think you're making my point for me.
Let's see. So he's got another Lord. That's his BSB on foot. Tristan's. And for every wound you do, he gains an additional wound. Oh, and the Forbearance, I'm pretty sure off the top of my head, that's the one that if you starting second round of combat, he gains Distracting.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. He's got, again, his general is a Wizard Master.
So weird. It's like Phil and Taggart talked about lists together.
Yeah, very popular. No, I doubt it. There's another folk hero, Armor Quinn. Ooh, there's our first Quinn that I'm seeing in action.
He's the witchcraft dude?
He is the witchcraft and he scouts.
Nice.
Yeah, he scout, light armor, 3 shots, and witchcraft. That's pretty cool. He's got a peg charger, damsel. Did we not change this? We did change this. That's actually supposed to. That's not a peg charger. Just so everyone here knows. That is actually going to be a warhorse. So we took off the lucky charm off the list, and that actually is a Destrier, and we took the shields off the yeoman.
What is a Destrier?
It's a style horse. So we actually reached out to Matty P, who's over in England, and that's actually what he does. Is he's not a farrier, but he's worked with horses. So all the horse names that you see in the KOE book are actually horse names. And like the penitent, we actually wanted to use like a Periton, or it's a Belgian style draft horse that police actually use as their police horse. They're bigger than Clydesdales.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So just know that every single style horse that's in there is actually a real horse.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
So that's one thing that's wrong, that we did update this because Travis pointed out to me, and it used to be allowed, and then it wasn't. And what's his name? The app that we all New Recruit was allowing it. And then they took it off, and it was this whole thing mess, and I just missed correcting it. So
that's fine. Yeah, she's on a horse.
Yep.
He took looks like the Robin Hood guy as well. Lighter version.
A lot of bowmen. 60 bowmen.
Fuck you and Phil.
And sword and board levies. Here's your infantry army.
Oh, and look, 18 Knights of the Quest. Weird.
You sound bitter.
Weird.
And the Yeoman just have a 5-up. And the Fey Knight, again, one of the Hood band already went through. It's a good list. Els will hate it. This army won't give it 2 hoots about it.
Jeff.
Yep.
Right. The annual dwarf list.
I thought it was a fitting picture for his dwarves, too. So he's got a 1-up general, I believe, with a rune, so D3 wounds and strength 10, AP 10 versus res 5.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you read this one because my eyes can't read runic. So just let me know what everything does.
Well, wait. What I made those T-shirts for Dan and Josh that time with the dwarven runic bullshit.
Basically.
So let's see. And it's got Rune of Fire that you can turn on and off. So if you have like a Fortitude save, gets rid of that. And that's pretty solid. He's got parry and he's got a hold stone. So I don't think they've changed that thing yet. Runic Smith Shield, Iron and Devouring. Am I missing? Hold on one. Oh, he's got Rune of Resistance. Rune of Resistance. I forgot on the king. Sneaky, Jeff. Sneaky. So if you score a successful wound, you have to re-roll it.
That's the Rune of Resistance?
On the king, yeah, because I saw the 2 runes of iron. I'm like, how did I miss that one? But it's because you have Rune of Resistance and 2 runes of iron. Because you can't have the same things.
You have to reroll successful to wound rolls.
Yeah, it's a Res 5 model. Have fun.
Sounds like cheating to me.
Let's see. He's got Rune of Devouring, Harnessing, Readiness, and 3 battle runes. I love Readiness. So if you charge the flank and you only charge the flank or the rear, it can do a combat pivot or reform. I forget which one.
I think it's a combat reform, right?
Yeah, I forget which one off the top of my head. But you can turn around and then face your opponent and just beat the piss out of them. It's got the Thane on Standard Bearers. Double icon. So 1 up. +1 attack with 2 runes of lightning, which we all know what that does. And a strength 4 AP1 breath weapon.
Yeah.
He's mean. And a Forge Repeater. Rune of Storms has 1 use only. Anything that model that's flying within 18 or 24 inches loses. I think all models half their movement, something like that. That's again. This is an interesting, different list I'm seeing from Jeff, and I like it so far.
Mark, did Jeff just take all the runes in the book?
No, he left a couple out.
Pick each one and was just like, all right, how can I fit all these runes into one list?
No, he left a few out. I don't see any Rune of Shielding. Honestly, and that's the Aegis save.
Oh, man. Jeff, come on.
All right. Rune of Mining, so they can move through a piece of terrain without taking DTs. All right. Anvil's Anvil, so 30 Greybeards.
Glad we got past the characters. That was like a dwarf dissertation. Reading through that. Goodness.
Oh, you know what? You're just a dwarf hater. You don't like the little people. You don't like the wee people.
That's right. I'm a dirty elf player now.
You literally are a dirty elf player this tournament. He's got the marksman, the rangers. I do love the way he uses those rangers. It's really nicely done. Pistols with the miners. This is a shooting dwarven list.
Yep. I will say this. It's been a while since I've played Jeff and his dwarves, but for anybody out there that's listening, this is kind of like the trick to his list. So he'll line his stuff up kind of in like a normal battle line you would expect. He'll have his rangers kind of on the other side. And basically what he does is he will just transport all of his characters in whatever unit he needs to protect it. And he'll just blast you the entire game. That's like the whole trick to this list.
This is true gun line.
Yep.
What I don't like is how he's only relying on the characters for the combat. I mean, literally that's it. He's only got the characters, but he's playing dwarves. So you get close, he'll go into ranks. He's got shields on everything and say, "Fine, come at me. Something's going to hit you eventually that'll kill you."
No, this is a good list. I like it. As far as dwarves go,
there's a cannon, but it is runic crafted. So, oh no, the cannon's not runic crafted. The organ gun's runic crafted. So it's +1 Aegis for the KOE player that had a paladin versus the organ gun. As for the cannon, you're up a creek without a paddle.
Hippogriffs, watch out.
All right. Mr. Wheaton. He's been all over the place, and he's now doing dwarves as well. So, let me go back. So his king only has 1 hatred. So he's got 1 hatred in that army. This one, because ancestral memory, has 2 hatreds.
Okay.
He is a strength 6 hand weapon that does D3 wounds, 4 attacks. He's got a 6-up Aegis, so in close combat, he'll have a 5-up Aegis, 4-up the turn you charge. Only one thing of lightning, devouring, harnessing, shielding, battle runes. Oh, the other thing I love about the Runic Smiths is a +1 AP to the entire unit. So those Greybeards in the last list is AP2.
Yeah, that is a nice
Yeah.
rule for them.
27 Greybeards, 30 Clan Warriors with spears and shields, so that would be mean. 23 Kingsguard, followed up with 12 Rangers crossbow, 10 Miners, 15 Forge Wards. They hit on 2s. They're strength 5 AP0, I believe.
Only strength 3 AP0.
Oh, they're strength 3 AP0? I'm sorry.
I
But
always hit on 2-ups, though. I think you're right.
Sucks to be elves.
I like the Forge Wardens. For that price, they're pretty good, I think.
I agree. With plate, Banner of Dismay, so it's -2 inches to charge them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is a much more well-rounded list. I like his artillery being the ballistas and the catapult. My only thing is I would have liked to have seen a runic crafted catapult.
Yeah.
But the runic crafted ballistas, they have accurate.
Yeah, I'm not as big of a fan of his artillery. I think he went a little cheap on the artillery. I think I'd rather see him drop the ballistas to take like a rune crafted catapult with maybe a cannon or something, but that's just me.
No, I agree with you, but what I'm trying to say is this will surprise someone. They're like, it's only this will surprise like that courtesan. With courtesans have what, hard target 1 or 2? I think hard target 2.
No, just
one.
hard target 1. Yeah.
So then this is going to be hitting the courtesan with 2 of them on 5s, wounding on 4s, and then it just sneaks up on you. And the KOE knights will have a bad day with it too.
True. I do like his Thane. He's got like the super fast Thane. He can put in one of his units where he has swiftness and relentless. That's interesting.
Yeah. With a 1-up armor.
Oh, right. Kelly Mark didn't like that.
What, that I yawned?
He yawned at your Thane.
I'm sorry, Kelly. Kelly's not up at this hour. It's almost 11 o'clock.
He'll just be offended later.
He'll be offended when he actually gets to hears this. All right. Next list. That's Alex. It's crap.
Oh my gosh. Do we really have to do this one?
No. All right. Oh, look, another Herald. That's now 3 Heralds out of 2 armies.
They could make the Herald 1,200 points, and you would still see one in most warrior lists. That's how good it is and how hard to kill it is.
And then we've got a 4-up Chosen Lord as well. So no complaining to me about my KOE Lord when you got this thing running around.
No, I agree. His Chosen Lord, I like that build a lot.
Yeah.
Good.
And the KOE Lord is more expensive. Mortal Gauntlets. That's the one that allows you to either be divine or flaming, right?
And yeah, and you just have to sacrifice 1 veil token. That big sacrifice you have to make.
Yeah, I know. Considering he's got basically 2 adepts. He's got the Exalted Harold and the Sorcerer Adept that he's using for close combat.
Right. Yep. He's going with Barbarian Horsemen. That is a lot of Barbarian Horsemen. Goodness. 13. Great weapons and a Stalker standard? Only 339. Oh my gosh. They almost rival Questing Knights in how cheap they are.
No. Barbarians win.
Yeah.
So, but no, his Lord goes in there, as is a wizard.
Oh yeah, no, it makes sense.
No one's going to touch that damn unit with that Lord.
Yeah, and he's running a different warrior unit than we expect. He's not going Lust anymore. He's paired weapons with Envy. That's interesting.
Is that reroll 1s?
for charging. Yeah. It will carve up infantry. That's for sure.
Yep. I don't know. I like the Lust guys, but I think that the cost went up. That people actually had to start looking at things different because everyone was running them. Let's see. Pair weapon barbarians, they suck. Warhounds, flayers. So he's got 2 units of chaff. Nice with the lance. All right. 2 Felddeck arrows, 1 with pair weapons, 1 with great weapon.
Yep.
Okay. I think we've seen enough. It's a Warriors list.
Yeah.
That's what he says about my KOE stuff. I don't know. It's a KOE list.
I wish I had a mug of coffee to slurp on at this moment.
Yeah.
I just have a glass of Jameson.
I should probably get myself one. All right. Taras. There's the Omen. I don't see those much anymore. And he's on a throne.
Of overwhelming splendor.
Let's see. He's got the Courtesan that with Div, Iron Husk, Living Shield. What's that one do?
Parry.
Okay. Doesn't need it?
Well, it has distracting. So then it kind of guarantees whatever it's fighting is hitting on 5s.
Because it's defensive 7?
Right.
So it goes to defensive 8 unless you have paired weapons.
Yep. Yeah. So it's, I mean, in most matchups, it doesn't matter too much, but against a Dread Prince, it'll make him hit him on 5s unless he has paired weapons before lightning reflexes. So
yeah, no, I like it. Myrmidons, Brazens, Hoarders. My only issue is he doesn't have enough Hoarders.
Yeah, he went the cheap route, but I think that's not a bad unit if you run it as a stick. Just run it 1 wide.
Let's be honest. If you're going to run mirrored scales, it's not cheap.
Oh, yeah, I agree with you there. He doesn't need mirrored scales on him, but...
Titan Chariot, Veiled Serpents.
Oh, he's running 6 Veiled Serpents too. Uh-oh, Travis. You're not the only one anymore. It's catching up.
He's only got 4 spells. Am I misreading that?
He's got the Omen, the Courtesan. Yeah, you're right. Just 4 spells.
I think, especially as a demons with the +2 tokens, I would think I would have upgraded the Veil Serpents to the champion.
Yeah. Well, what magic is he running? He's running Thom and he's running Divination. So he's, what is he realistically taking? He's probably taking Smite as one of his spells for Thom, and maybe the Breath Weapon.
And he's going to take Stars Align.
And
ooh, you know what? If he does Stars Align, and because that's Div with Know Thy Enemy, he can have a defensive 10 Courtesan.
Yeah. So he's just focusing on a couple spells he's trying to push through, I guess.
Yeah, we'll see. See how it works. All right. Segmented Shell. What does that do for a Titan Slayer? Not used to that one.
That makes it multi-wounds are halved.
Okay. All right. And let's see. The just saw something that made me think of something dirty. Where was that? The roaming hands on the sirens.
I forget what that does.
Yeah, it's not important. It just made me think of something dirty. All right, Ben Mitchell. He's our lone EOS player. So the Cosmo, Crystal Ball, Scepter Power. So it's like, here's your magic's decent. He's got the Adaptive, and of course you can take like the first spell from something else. He's got the Griffin. I'm not a huge fan of the Griffin.
This guy is deceivingly good. I played against it and he ate my lunch.
For 405 points, I'll give you that. For 405.
Or is it 450?
450. I'm sorry, 450. Even still, I just played him, and he beat the piss out of me because I was playing very sloppy. And being Ben, he played a very clean game. But this thing, my Duke ate that Marshall. My lord.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was your hippo guy, right?
Yep. Well, hippo versus a griffin.
He didn't cannonball you, and he didn't flank you, so of course.
No, I flanked him. Let's see. The Marshall Death Warrant. I've just never been a huge fan of the huge brick of halberds, but he does have perception of strength.
Yeah, he's got magic to support it. I mean, it's a lot of bodies. You're not going to get through it quickly. And it depends where his marshal goes, but if his marshal with all the combat res goes in that unit, you have a static res of 7, I think. Wait.
6. It'd be 3 ranks, 2 banners. Yeah, 7, you're right.
Because he gets 2 extra ranks, so he gets 5 ranks. Yeah, and then 2 banners. Yeah, 7.
It'd be 4 ranks.
He has 2 Legion standards.
So it'd be 5 ranks. Yeah, 7.
Yeah, 7. Yeah. Yeah, pretty tricksy. Pretty tricksy. I mean, it's only 400, a little over 400 points for that many bodies. It's not bad.
Yep. That's all I can say is yep. And you complain about my freaking Knights of the Quest, and I have to go through 43 bodies.
Yeah. That's the same.
I know. It's brutal. No, it's just not fair. I do like how he's double cannon here. One with the steam tank, one with the artillery piece. I think that he's been playing it more like a gun line. That's my one cause for concern is I'm not sure how well it can do with as the gun line. Like the Imperial Guard, I understand why he brought the great weapons on them. They're not as scary because they only have a 4-up armor, if that makes sense.
No, I agree with you completely. That was actually a comment that I made to Ben after we played is why not just go sword and board on the Imperial Guard? And I mean, I understand his reasons for taking the great weapons because he needs something. He needs a unit to be able to carve through armor a little bit. But I think I might ask him at the end of this tournament too if he kind of regrets having sword and board on them versus great weapons.
Well, then I would take the cart.
Exactly. That's what I was saying is like they're Imperial Guard unsupported.
Yeah.
So especially I would think you'd take shields on them, but
no, I understand, as you said, the great weapons. I would take the cart that gives actually not hard target, the -1 to hit, distracting, and doesn't that one also have perception of strength as well as a bound spell?
One of them does. I forget which card.
Whichever one has that, because then you double up on that spell.
Yeah. I do like the 15 flagellants for only 195 points. That's a pretty nice bargain.
Yeah, freaking unbreakable. Yeah, let's not go there. And again, one of my other issues is it's only 1 piece of chaff, unless you include the Rangers. But
the flagellant's gonna be chaff too, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, and he has so much shooting, he can just blow away the enemy chaff. He doesn't need too much chaff.
I'll say fair, but there are ways around it. It all comes back down to that steam tank. If you have a good way to, like, if you're running alchemy, you have a good way to get rid of that steam tank quickly with spells.
Mm-hmm.
Then that steam tank is then get rid of that steam tank. I think the army loses a lot. Because honestly, that's the one thing. It's like you go in, you kill the infantry, then the steam tank gets you. You go in, you break, you start hurting the Imperial Guard, the steam tank's going to get you. Everything comes down to that steam tank.
Yeah, I mean the steam tank's a big role, but the parent unit rules are really nice too.
Oh yeah.
It's difficult to charge things knowing that you're going to get flanked. So I mean, that's an easy way for Empire to protect itself too.
Oh, he did some other funky thing to me. I'm like, really? That's a thing? He's like, yep, it's in there. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I learned a lot because I don't play Empire that much. So here's another cheeky thing: is like those handgunner guys or those
Mhm.
crossbows. One of the orders gives them minimized leadership, fine,
Mhm.
but it also gives them feigned flight. So they can run, like a unit of handgunners can run away, rally on the next turn, then move up and then shoot.
Yep.
Which I didn't realize. I've never seen that like kind of play out that way. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah, I've seen it. He did something else. So he put it on them as they were fleeing, so that they rallied with that. So that was a good use on his part. Again, it's very smart, very good player. I love this picture. This is my favorite VC picture that I have so far. So right now James is still in, but if he does drop, then I will be playing with a KOE ringer list, and it will be a tournament style list. If the ringer does play, the ringer will be on the bottom table, no matter what the player who plays the ringer, with the exception of round one, because again, it's not fair to say, okay, no matter what, you're getting 11. Round one is round one, and after that, whoever plays the ringer, it will always get a minimum of an 11.
James, you better be coming, man.
Yeah, because I don't want to have to play Stoddle. I play him too damn much. We all know he's going to be on the bottom tables.
True.
I love how he's going Brotherhood.
Yeah. I like that bloodline. I like Eternal Duelist is my favorite like power of the
Mm-hmm.
vampires. It's super consistent. And he's going Monstrous Revenant. Oh my gosh, James. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. So he's gonna have a 2-up save. He can pick whatever weapon he wants. He's gonna have a 2-up against fire. He's immune to multi-wounds, so cannons he doesn't care about. And he's got a 5-up Aegis save. That I mean it's expensive, but that's a nice build for that guy.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other Brotherhood guy has Monster Hunter, so it does multi wounds 2 against, I believe, Towering Presence. And he's going to be strength with a lance. He's going to be strength 10 at AP 4. All right. That's pretty good. And he's got the Crown of Autocracy, which is one of the newer items, which is phenomenal for undead.
Mm-hmm.
And that the leadership / march range. And he's also got a 2-up against fire. So James is all geared up for the 0 Infernal Dwarf lists that are going to be here. He's ready.
It does seem like a fun list to me. At least with the characters, it seems fun.
Yeah, I like the characters. They're cool. He's got Adept of Alchemy, and just a little apprentice guy, probably for Spectral Blades or something. 23 ghouls seems like a weird number to me, but
Necromancers.
yeah, I guess so. Yeah, he didn't take any zombies.
He's got Book of Skellies.
Yeah,
With
maybe he
Roland.
uses the Skellies as one of the bunkers, but
With Roland's company.
yeah, the skeletons can basically act as chaff if they need to. But they're mainly, I think he probably took them mostly just to pick up, objectives and stuff like that. He's got a lot of chaff.
Yep. I like the gas with the champ.
Yep. Yeah, gas are good.
And then he's got so many spells. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4 different casters that can all take the hereditary spell. I'm not worried about losing that unit. Baronites is going to get his 1 vampire.
Mm-hmm.
And then Altar of Undeath. We all know what a Shrieking Horror does.
The Altar of
Does what?
Undeath does the like aura shooting attack,
Got it.
and it's causes terror, which is nice, and it also has a bound spell for Pentagram of Pain. So it gives him an extra spell too. It's pretty. I like that piece, and it's interesting that he took one of each. He took the one Shrieking Horror, he took the altar. Yeah, that's pretty cool. It's a very, I mean, it's a pretty flexible list. I think my only complaint is that his core is like a little soft. Like I just don't know if 23 ghouls is quite worth it, but other than that, I think it's an interesting list.
We're going to see. You know what's funny is I just thought real quick, you can put Gloria Gold and have the ghouls have a 5-up armor.
Oh yeah, the boosted Word of Iron,
Yep.
or you can give the skeleton the 3-up armor.
I don't know. It's an interesting list.
Yeah.
I mean, there are parts I really, really like. There are parts that I just kind of shrug about. Like the Borrow Knights with the Flaming Standard. They already have Lethal Strike, don't they?
Yes, I believe so.
So, not sure I like that banner on them.
I guess it's if he expects them to be in a grind, because they'll synergize with the attribute from alchemy. Give him rerolls to wound.
That's fair enough. But as you said, he's got enough scoring. He's got enough chaff. Yeah, it'll take a while to get to him. No, good list.
Yeah, I like it. James always brings interesting lists. So,
all right, here's the only single mummy we have. I'll let you take this one.
Okay. All right. It's got a Master of Evocation with the Hourglass bullshit.
And Soul Conduit.
And then Depth of Divination. Okay. Yeah, Bergie's in love with this like Pharaoh in the, in Unis Skeletons.
Mm-hmm.
He of course has an Architect, and oh my gosh, this casket, I hate this thing. It's so good for 205. Terrorizing. And there's the big unit of skeletons. I do like the skeletons with the Entombed banner. That's nice. Okay. Because that's the one where they can pop up. So that's great in terms of scoring. They can just pop up when he needs them to. It's got the bunker, some chaff. Oh, and this is where he sold out. He sold out big here. So he went 8 Shopti archers and 2 catapults because he's worried about dread elves. And then he took just an odd dread sphinx. So not really sure about that choice there. Guess he's worried about monsters, maybe. But yeah, I mean, it's Bergie. He's gonna make it work. It's a solid list, even if he sold out a bit. The div supports the archers pretty nicely.
We'll see how he does against Joe.
Yeah. Any other comments on your end? I don't have much more to say, really.
No, it's a freaking gunline UD list with a freaking huge block that what the hell am I going to do with? I think that just about covers it. And the 8 Shopti are what, AP2 or AP? What are they based with the because they're the bow Shopties?
They're the shots are AP2, but I think in combat they're only AP1.
So AP2 with the rending. So
right.
Yeah, I remember when Nick was running the bow Shopties, and just you would run the bow Shopties, put the running banner, and they were just as good as normal Shopties in close combat.
Yep.
All right. Next, Mr. Schweitzer.
Oh my gosh, Jeremy, I'm so proud of you. You finally made a list on your own and just didn't copy a Europeans list. Good job.
You know that's not true.
No, I believe you did. I believe this is an original.
For me, the question is it actually painted at this point?
Oh my gosh, that's true. Everybody's been waiting to find that out.
Yep. Because I think last time it was not, and then it was not fully painted. I think no, it was fully painted down at Mount Mayhem. It was. You weren't there.
Jeremy, this better be fully painted.
Let's see. The Wraiths. The Wraiths. Is he doing?
He took the most expensive character possible. I like it.
It's not on a dragon.
No, it's even more expensive than the dragon guy. The only way you could have made it pricier is to make it a master instead of an adept.
No, that's not the priciest.
No.
But Mr. Wizard Master Evo, crapload of ghouls, crapload of skellies with rending, crapload of zombies, a dark coach, shrieking horror, spawn, and the race. I actually really like the race.
Mm-hmm.
I would have.
He's got double movement spells.
Yeah, and the double movement spells. It played Max in a game with double movement spells. It's really grown on me. It's really tough to deal with. So it's like you stop one, the other one's going to get it. And spawns. They're brutal. They charge you, or just first round of combat, I should say. All right. Any questions?
No, I like it. It's beefy. Yeah.
Yep. I'm there. All right, Mr. Finlayson, here's your other Dread Elf player.
Oh, here's my competition.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
You know he's going to beat you.
Probably.
Okay.
Probably. We've played the past couple tournaments. So he went evocation on the outcast, which I could get. That's a strong lore for sure. Okay. I like that the Exarch from Alchemy. That guy's pretty solid. Oh, but he took the BSB version, not the Warsmith guy. All right.
Interesting. It's the Blades of Duroc that go in. He's got with the spears, having to reroll your failed armor saves.
So he doesn't have that because it's not the Warsmith version. That's what I meant, is that because when you do the BSB, you can't take the upgrade. So that Exarch is only an apprentice, and he doesn't have the Warsmith rule. He's basically just a dude with one. He'll have Quicksilver Lash with that guy. So yeah. Then he's got interesting. I haven't seen these guys play that much. The Corsair raiding party guys. But I mean they're solid like anti-chaff, and I mean it's still a bunch of elves that are +1 to wound, so they'll do damage to stuff. He's got, of course, the obligatory Gorgons. He's got some Obsidian Guard. 2 units of Obsidian Guard are really good. He took Dread Knights too. And he's taking the repeater batteries, which I kind of like. I haven't played with the repeater batteries that much, but I think in the right circumstances, they can be good. Evocation helps them a little bit because you basically have to stop Whispers of the Veil with them. Yeah, I mean, seems like a solid Dread Elf list.
No, I like it. I love the being able to move and shoot those freaking batteries because they're what, a 29-inch threat range?
Yeah, they're 24 inches, but they can move and shoot. So they can move 5 inches and shoot. And like most of the time, they're going to hit on 5s. But when you have 24 shots at strength 5 AP2, it's going to be meaningful against some things.
Yeah. No, I was just going to respond to Caps. I just saw something in Discord. So let's see, Caps. I did have a TV that had a turn dial growing up. I had a couple of those in an old Zenith.
Are you reading from the
top? And yes, and I was reading while you were going through Joe's list, and I still remember the 5.5 and 3/4 inch floppies. So thank you. Yes, and I did have to use those for school. Moving forward, this list. Here's Mints.
All right, Chris's list.
He actually made someone that has armor on foot. This isn't Chris.
Chris, I thought this guy was absolute garbage because you put him up against a Dread Elf Assassin. I thought he was unplayable, but I guess we were wrong. You're trying him out anyway. Master of Evocation. I do like his cowboy guy. He changed it up a little bit from the usual nav dude. So that's kind of nice. He has a little more hitting power, but it's pretty tanky.
Well, he was running the White Lord or whatever it's called.
That's what I mean. The old character is usually like the Barrow King.
Yeah.
He's just running a vampire this time. And the vampire, because of Unbreakable Will, has Stubborn. And gives whatever unit he's in Stubborn, which means that they crumble on half the combat res, which is pretty nice. And he's running Barrow Guard. I love it.
And Barrow Knights.
Barrow Guard. And Barrow Knights. Nice. This is like classic VC. Oh my gosh. What Chris is this?
This is not mince, other than the fact he took 2 Winged Reapers after we all told him not to do it.
Chris is contradicting himself because I thought Winged Reapers sucked.
They do.
But I guess we were wrong, you know? No, this seems pretty well-rounded. He's got still a strong magic phase, but he doesn't have to hide the vampires, which I think is a nice change for him.
Yep.
And he can push up and he can actually engage and really contest the objectives. And 2 Winged Reapers is not bad for the price point because you could just field them 1 wide and it's a small footprint. They can just kind of like charge into something and do a decent amount of damage, and they still have the autonomous rule and necromantic aura. It's pretty nice.
I'm with you. Yeah, and I really think that you're seeing him play this list actually because of KOE. I really do, because too many times I've actually gone up against him and I've just ran my character into his bunker. I'm like, all right, I challenge, and just runs right through his characters. So at least now they can actually take a hit.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That's it. Next. Oh, I just saw that. That's a speed 9 Barrow Knight unit, by the way.
Yep. They fast.
Well, fast dead things. All right. Caps. Not going ID, going old school, and bringing out the fat boys.
The inferior Ryan goes for it real quick.
The inferior Ryan. It would have been funny if you both brought ogres too.
Well, no, I'm obviously, the more evolved Ryan by not taking ogres. I take good armies to tournaments, but that's fine. We'll go through this anyway. So he's taking shamanism. Already a mistake.
Oh, I'd much rather shamanism than Thom.
Oh my gosh. No. Oh,
yes.
He is taking a Grey Con though, so that's cool. Right. I like his hunter build. It's kind of tanky. And he's taking some beef. The 4 Tusker Cav guys with great weapons are solid.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's got a couple giants. I don't. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm not really sold on the giant with. Oh, never mind. Sorry, I was going to misspeak. He took a giant club with the one guy,
and a great one with the other. Yes.
Sorry, I thought he had an iron fist on the one. I was about to.
No, that's just trash.
Yeah, I agree. No, yeah, it's a beefy list. My issue with this list is he has basically no ranged ability, so he's not going to keep people in check that way.
He's got a hunting spear. I think I said something to him that one time. That's exactly what he said.
He's got 1 crossbow and a hunting spear.
Yes, and the mercs don't even shoot.
No.
I'll be critical because it's caps, because
you don't have to justify your criticalness, Mark. Go ahead. What do you
I'm not digging the list.
Yeah. Outside Husker Cavalry, this is a pretty terrible list.
Yeah, I actually have to agree. All right. Well, I think it's going to be easy to say who the better Ryan is, and his last name starts later in the alphabet.
Oh, more dwarves. Oh, God.
Well, this is Josh, so Dwarven Bullshit, with 2 hatreds. 1-up armor, smashing quickening this time. But no rune of shielding. It's only shield wall.
What does rune of quickening mean?
+2 agility. So that's a agility 6 dwarf.
Okay.
Okay, so basically so I guess dwarves are mine. So he's got a 1-up armor. He's got,
I figured you would take this one on.
I didn't want to. They're dwarfies. D3 wounds, strength 10, AP 10 versus res 5 or higher. So he's your anti-monster dwarf, and that's going off at agility 6.
Oh, but Josh, you made a big mistake, my friend.
Why? He brought a hold stone and rune of readiness, and then he's got
because he doesn't have any runes of might. So if he's fighting something that's not res 5 or higher, he drops down to strength 4, AP 1, right?
Except the turn he charges.
Yeah, okay. So if he charges strength 5, AP 2, but otherwise, if he's fighting, say, like I don't know, Prince, he's only strength 4, AP 1.
Then you add a runic smith in there, he's AP 3.
Wait, what? How does he go from AP 1 to AP 3 with the runic smith?
On the turn he charges.
You're assuming that he's charging stuff. I don't know why you're assuming that.
Then he goes to AP 2.
Does the runic
and wait, and what was he fighting in your example?
A Dread Elf Prince.
Okay, he'd be AP 2. You're bound to fail one of your armor saves. He'll have hatred, and then he'll just kill you with D3 wounds.
We'll see. Well, wait, does the Runic Smith provide AP 1 to just rank and file, or does that
the entire unit?
No. Okay.
He's got a total of 6 runes, so expect +1 resilience, plus -1 to hit, so distracting, and then anti-magic. Let's see, big brick of warriors with spears and shields. I like that unit. Big brick of graybeards with great weapons, and then 23 Kingsguard and 23 Deep Watch.
I do like that Josh plays dwarves like a man, not like that wimpy guy. What's his name? Omar, that just takes like a bunch of like 10-man dwarf units.
Omar's one of the nicest guys too. He used to crack me up on the forums.
I'm sure he is. I just it like breaks my heart every time I see one of these dwarf lists with like all these like little pathetic 10-man units.
Omar coming. So you know who used to do an MSU Dwarven Holds was actually Joe Finlayson did it a few times.
Exactly.
But I agree with you. Josh is playing like he's got a pair. Artillery, he's got a catapult, runic crafted, and cannon, followed by another dwarven runic crafted catapult.
See, I like his artillery, even though it's terrible terrible for me. But like, who's not scared of 2 rune crafted catapults and a cannon?
The only thing I would have liked in his list, which I don't think he would have had points for, would have been an engineer.
Sure. And he also has no chaff, which is probably...
It's Dwarven Holds.
I'm just saying. Just saying. But
he's not playing Durham's list where he wants to shoot the shit out of you. He wants you to get close. He wants you to touch him. Okay, the Deep Watch are going to be probably AP 2. Or he's got 1, 2, he's got 28. So he's probably going to throw If I were him, I'd be putting my king in with my King's Guard. I put my Thane and Runic Smith in with my Deep Watch, and run my Greybeard 7 wide or 8 wide, probably 7 wide. That is exactly what I would do. And he's going to soften you up with the catapults. If you've got a flying monster or a greater demon or whatever, a cowboy, he's going to shoot you with a cannon. And no, this is a reach out and touch you in not the nice way. So for him, especially with the rune of where's that rune of readiness? Sure, go ahead, charge the flanks of the King's Guard. If you're not going to be able to pin that unit, if everything's going into one side, he's going to do a combat reform and just beat the piss out of whatever's going to touch him.
Well, he's got 2 hold stones as well.
Exactly. So the King's Guard and the Deep Watch are just going to be brutal.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Deep Watch for sure.
You know I am. All right. Is this our last one? Nope. All right. Owen. I love Liger's Tongue. I really do. And he's going like traditional ogres. He's got the Great Khan with a 4-up armor, 4-up fortitude, with a great weapon.
And the D3 wounds.
But wouldn't it have been better rather than Death Cheater just to take Destiny's Call?
Well, I guess he was anticipating.
Nope, he put it on the BSB. That's why.
Yeah. Yeah, and Destiny's Call is cheaper to put on the BSB. Wow, this is a very compact list. He has basically 4 units.
Yes, with 3 kitty cats.
Yep. So, I mean, I like it from the perspective of Owen is going to have fun. He's going to roll some dice. He's going to crack some heads. But I do think the list is a little too small. It's almost as bad as Caps's list. Not quite.
Whoa. Let's go back. I actually like Owen's list better than Caps.
Yeah.
Because the 8 tribesmen with 8 bruisers, 8 tribesmen, and 4 tuskers. Well, that's the same. You know what? It comes down to the mercs.
14 merc vets. What could go wrong?
Speed 7, Swift Stride.
Yeah. And 6 of them can shoot. He has more range damage than Caps does.
And I think Chaff too. All right. So no, I think this list will surprise you.
Yeah, I think Ryan, you should talk to Owen before the tournament. Get some tips.
You can borrow his samurai. All right. So Billy Smith. I forget what Dark Pulpit does.
That's the like a little platform, basically.
Okay. That helps me out so much. It's a little platform.
It you know what I mean. He's tall. It
does something else though. It's not just the height. It's not just the mount.
I'm not sure what else. He's whatever.
He's got Venom Sack, so he's probably going to go in with either changes his base size. So I want to say he's going in with the Claw Fiends.
Or he goes in the lemur stick, one of the lemur sticks.
Now I see the Deceiver going in with the lemurs.
You don't see a Deceiver run very much. It's interesting.
Yeah. I hate Eidolons. I really hate Eidolons.
15 Eidolons. I love it.
This is I'm going to. Oh, look, you have armor? That's okay. I'm not going. You know what? I have 0 AP. You just always fail on anything below a 5.
Double Hope Harvesters. Oh my god, I don't want to play this list either.
I feel like he brings something different every time because he's not just running like I think Billy's one of the guys out of Titans, and he's not bringing the same list. This is a fun, interesting list. I like this. I wouldn't want to play this. Billy, if I see you on the bottom table playing me, first off, I don't want to know what you did wrong. Provided I'm playing. I still, as of right now, I am not. I don't want to know what you did wrong, and you better get a 20 on me with this list.
And he's taking Clawed Fiends too, which I'm still not sure they're quite as good for their points, but for him for trying them out.
It's the speed, and they're cheaper.
They are a little cheaper.
Yeah. All right. So you ready to start doing pairings?
Let's do it. Because everybody's been losing their minds over these pairings. Lots of
I know. They even insulted that I don't know how to use technology. So first off, the way that we designed this, because Ryan actually we went up hunting one weekend, and we designed this. I did not post what the secondary objectives were going to be. I don't even think I posted the maps either.
No.
Yeah, it was just like game 1 front line, game 2 refuse flanks, like so you knew deployment styles.
You're doing a couple B maps?
Huh?
I said you're doing some B maps?
I did.
Nice.
I went through and what I thought were fair, fun maps for both parties. And that's it. So as I was saying, though, is that when the player pack was released, I did not show this to everybody because I didn't want you to just have army designs just for secondary objectives. Like it's like I wanted everyone to turn around and have fun. That's why we have some unique trophies. We have 2 extra trophies, and that are going to be part of everything for whoever kills the most mages or whoever kills the most monsters will win a trophy as well. All right. So
here's the big sort of surprise, though. There's no hold the center.
Yeah.
No hold the center of this tournament.
So yeah, everything is always comes down to turn 6 or spoils, in which case you have all 6 turns to get the spoils.
Yeah. Something different for sure.
So first one is Chris Mcdonald versus Jeff Durham. Looking at the lists, I've got to give it to Chris. And here's my typo. And Chris, I'm sorry. You can stone me later, and I will. You will be justified for me misspelling your name, and I'm sorry.
Yeah,
but
Chris McDonald or McDonald? Which one, Mark?
Shut up. I'm seriously kicking myself. I misspelled it. I've known him for 16 years. Anyway. So if I had to give it to list, I think Chris can hand Jeff his head. I really do.
What's your prediction?
I think Jeff's going to win a 15-5.
Okay. Or do we want to record this? Like track this down, see who had the better predictions?
Oh, you're going to make me grab a pen?
Grab a pen.
Oh, you bastard. Hold on. All right. Oh. Is this my book? All right. All right, this will work. All right, so we have Jeff versus Chris.
And what are the stakes? What are we betting on here?
Well, you and I need to turn around and start doing our planning for when we go overseas.
Okay.
So dinner.
Dinner in Italy? You got it.
All right. So I think this is going to be a 15-5 to Jeff.
Okay. So we're going to do win-loss and the score?
I am right. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. And the only reason why I'm going to say this, and Chris can attest to this, is I think Chris's dice will fail him. I think he'll play a beautiful game, and then he'll roll nothing but ones an entire turn. And it's just going to go south.
Chris, I want you to know that I'm rooting for you.
So am I. I know his dice. He is one of those players. He's awesome to play against. And then you just look at his dice and you're like, can I take these outside and shoot them? Like, seriously, your dice. I didn't think that was physically possible. What are the odds of rolling 7 dice out of 10, or 7 ones out of 10? I just seen his dice do that to him, but I still think that I truly think he can just run over Jeff Durham's list if played properly.
I stand by my statement, Chris. I'm rooting for you, but I think Mark's right. I think Jeff's going to win. I'll say 20.
Ooh,
Jeff,
you're pulling for Chris. Are you saying that he gets a 0?
I'm rooting for Chris.
What type of friend are you?
I'm rooting for Chris.
All
as
right.
a working goblin player, but yeah.
Brian Hulley versus Ivo. This is an interesting matchup.
All the units versus none of
Nothing.
the units.
What do you think?
Okay, I'll go first on this one. So let me look a quick sec. Brian, I give you creativity for making the push SE list, but I think Ivo's going to run this over. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry. I think I'm going to say 17 to Ivo. I think it's too much. Double Harold. So many warriors, so many chosen knights. Yeah.
I'm going to say 12-8 to Brian. And what do you think Ivo's going to win by?
17. 17-3.
All right. Next, Brett versus Billy, the Battle of the Bees.
Yep.
That's a lot of shooting, but that's a lot of beef.
Yeah, this will be a close game, I think.
You know, I just realized bruisers get their armor save against those Eidolons.
Yes, they do. Joke's on you, Billy. I'll go first on this one. I think that Brett is going to win this, and I think he will win 16-4. I think Brett's bruisers, his fat boys, are just going to be too much. Like you said, the Eidolons don't hurt him too much. The Hope Harvesters are not going to be terrible. And besides the Clawed Fiends and maybe the Succubi, I just don't think Billy has enough to deal with what Brett is bringing, especially with the Giants to boot.
It's a secure target.
Yeah.
It's another reason why I think Hulley will win. And for the same reason, I think Brett's going to win this, and I agree with you, 16-4. Sorry, Billy. I love Billy's list, by the way. Like I said, I think his list should beat the piss out of me. But that's just a lot of beef. Mince versus Taggart.
Ooh, nice.
Double quest.
This will be a fun matchup. Taggart, how's that feel to have 20? Wait, hold on. How many archers? 60 archers against.
But there's strength 3, AP 0, that killing things that come back from the dead.
I know. That's what I'm. That's what I'm joking about.
He kills the chaff. Although that Fey Knight can go into the Wing Reapers and remove the Wing Reapers.
Yeah. Yeah. You want to go first on this one?
I'm going to go 14-6 to Taggart.
Wow. Okay. KOE guys sticking together.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's fine. So I will go with Chris 12-8. I think the objective will be tied. I think Taggart's going to have a tough time chipping points from that Barrow Guard unit. Certainly, Taggart's not going to win the ranged game. I think Chris will
Did you say Taggart's not going to win the range game?
No. No. But Chris's magic is more powerful than 60 archers. Oh, well, he has a Master of Divination, but Chris didn't bring anything really that he's going to be able to pick off with that, I don't think, unless he gets lucky on the Dark Coach.
I'm sticking. Yeah. Here's the thing: is I see him. The issue is only Barrow Knights. Are they multi-wound 2 first characters, or that was only the Barrow King?
He doesn't have Barrow King.
I said, with Barrow Knights, are they multi-wound 2 first characters?
I know the Barrow Guard have multi-wounds 2 against characters. I forget if the Barrow Knights do too.
All right, so then that's my cause for concern for the Aquitaine. But what's the armor save? They have heavy armor or shield, so 3 up.
They are multi-wounds too.
They are multi-wounds too.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, I see. This is what I would do: is I ended up picking the Barrow Knights as my chosen choice. Barrow Knights are agility 2 or 3.
3.
They're 4 on a charge, depending on magic. They kill a couple Ground Knights. The Ground Knights just beat back the Barrow Knights to a bloody pulp, with rerolling the wounds with lethal strike.
Wait,
and
because he has 2 units, does he get to pick 2 different units?
No, it has to be the same unit.
Okay. They need to make their unit stronger, I think.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
And his shooting takes out all the chaff, including probably the Wing Reapers, getting plucky ducks. And then the Warden just can go in and just have a field day. I mean, the Warden himself can just tie up the zombies and take out the unit of zombies.
Oh, we'll see, Mark. I stand by my boy Chris. I think he's going to pull out a small win here.
Stottle versus Stottle, we already both agree that Capsulus is crap. So I'm going to pick Stottle.
Yeah. By what margin? What do you think?
11-9.
11-9? Okay. I appreciate the camaraderie in picking me, but that's an offensive.
That's why I said it.
Offensive win. Yeah, I think this is a very favorable matchup to me. I'm going to say like 15-5 to me.
Yeah, I think that's actually more accurate as a 15-5. Owen and Taras. I'm going to give this one to Owen. And only because I know... I'm actually going to say maybe a... Yeah, I'm going to go 18-2 to Owen. I was torn. I was thinking 14-6 to Owen, but the issue is once he gets in there with the Mercs and the Bruisers, it's just downhill.
Yeah, I mean, I was originally looking at Owen as well, but to be fair, the Courtesan can give him problems, and the Omen potentially also. I'm also going to say Owen, but I think it's going to be by less. You said 18-2?
I said 18-2.
I'm going to say 14-6.
All right. Blake versus Mitchell.
All right.
I'm actually going to go with Mitchell. Although that Warden can go mess up that tank. Strength 7, AP 4 on the charge. Multi-wound 2.
Yeah, this should be a pretty competitive matchup, I think. Yeah, this would be a fun game to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty torn here. They're both very good players, I think. They both have some counters to each other, certainly.
I just the issue is I do think Phil's going to shoot off his light infantry. The question is are the Knights of the Quest going to be able to do enough? And they can only pick one unit, so they're going to pick heavy infantry. They're going to pick the Imperial Guard. They're going to pick the steam tank. The other thing is with both things at Knights of the Quest, neither unit has a rending banner, which I've found sometimes needed.
I think the Knights of the Quest will be just fine.
Fair.
I don't think you need to worry about them. All right, I'll go first. I'll say.
I already said Ben. Oh, I thought I said Ben.
I'm sorry, you're sticking with Ben? By what margin?
Oh, it's going to be a real tight game. And what's the scenario again? It's
Your turn.
I'm going to stick with 11. I think Phil takes the points. I think Ben wins objective.
Okay, so you're saying 11 for Ben. I'm going to say Ben also. I'm going to go 12-8.
Ooh, you rebel. 1 point off. You couldn't just say, yeah, I agree.
Yep.
All right. Joe versus Josh with his dwarven bullshit.
Oh, uh-oh. Joe, you have 2 rune-crafted catapults. Oh, buddy.
I'm going with Josh.
Yeah, secure target. Yeah, what do you think the margin is? You're going with Josh. Mark?
Yeah, I'm looking at. I'm just rereading the list. I'm going to say 13-7 to Josh. My dog's like crying in the background here.
I think those Obsidian Guard are going to do enough for Joe. I'm going to say 12-8 to Joe.
12-8 to Joe. I don't think there'll be enough of them left after a round of combat. They do their damage, and then it's like, nope, I eat you now.
That might be enough. You know, you kill like 10 Kingsguard or whatever. It might be enough, and then the raiding party just finishes them off for the batteries.
That's fair. All right. Kelly versus Schweitzer. Who are we picking?
Oh.
Dwarven bullshit versus the undead.
I'll laugh if Kelly picks off that that vampire with this shooting.
I cared about multi wounds. No, it's someone else's list. He's got the Reaper's Harvest, but again, it's Discipline 10. Says wounding on 4s. The ghouls actually have a chance to shine.
Yeah, I mean, they could definitely fight some stuff. I'm gonna go with Jeremy.
Yeah, so am I.
I think Jeremy's gonna go all in, and it's gonna be enough. I'm gonna go 20-0 to Jeremy.
Wow.
Yep.
You really think Kelly's going to get a 0?
Yeah, I think Jeremy, by being brave enough to actually make his own list and to play it aggressively, I think he's gonna do it. He's gonna push that vampire up, and she's gonna wreak havoc. Kelly's gonna have one turn to shoot it, not be successful, and then he's going in. And the Spawn are going to clean up the backfield.
I'm going 14. 14 to Jeremy. Because I still think Kelly has a decent chance to win this game.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, Kelly's a solid player. I'm just
No, you're just bashing dwarves. You're a hater. We know. All right. Let's see here. What else we got? We have Travis versus Arash. Sorry about that. I want Arash to win.
You want him to win?
Yeah. It's fucking demons.
It's hard when it's demons versus high elves. It's like, which one do you hate?
I know. It's like the Cowboys. You have to hate them both. It's that they're res 3. Lemurs, all right, they're res 5, but there's only 10. Got enough shots. The courtesan could be problematic. Magic, and you know what? No, because due to lack of magic, I actually want to change my mind. I'm going to go to Travis, and I think this is going to be an 18-2.
18-2 to Travis. Okay. I think Arash has the advantage list-wise. I'm going to say 12-8 Arash.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see. I'll say Arash pulls the upset.
All right. So we have James versus Keith. I am so pulling for the VC, but I hate Life is Cheap. And because of that, I think this is going to be a 20-0 to, or let's say James stays back a little bit. I'll say 15-5 to Keith.
Yeah, I think this is tough for James. His blocks can't win. His characters have a lot of counters in Keith's list. The Shrieking Horror doesn't help him much. The Altar of Death is not enough. The only thing that James has that's really going to be helpful is like the Ghasts. But yeah, I think Keith's going to win this. You said 15-5. I'll say 17-3 to Keith.
Bergie versus Schmid. These two were talking crap. I had to make it happen.
This will be fun. It's secure target too, which is like a pretty even, I think, scenario for them. I'm gonna go with a 13-7 to Alex.
See, I was thinking 13-7 to Bergie.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be a competitive game for sure. But
I agree. I wholeheartedly agree. And that was it. Thus endeth our presentation for Dragon's Den for both pairings and list review. So thank you everyone for tuning in. Until next time, happy gaming.